The UFL Gambling Podcast playoff preview picks and DFS episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account that is built for bettors. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN and get a free Refs Are Terrorists t-shirt. Claim your free shirt at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Get your $25 free bet for the Belmont Stakes by going to nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Make sure you use that promo code SGPN25 and let it ride.
Hey, this is LeGarrette Blunt, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Is this or is it not the XFL? Yes, it is. Do I or do I not currently have a pulse? Yes, I do. Let's play football.
This is the XFL.
Welcome to the UFL Gambling Podcast playoff preview picks and DFS episode. We're finally here where crossroads do meet bullshit, and it's the playoff bullshit. So we're excited about this as the past couple weeks we've cashed for you, but it has been the games haven't had any value. So besides the cash that we're giving out, so excited to get to this point. Excited to watch these ball games. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Oh man, we got meaningful UFL games. Will The Rock be there? I don't see that prop on DK yet, but I see some other action, and you better believe Pick Dundee has highlighted a few of these. I am joined by my co-host, who he's been driving. He's been out there driving, but look, he's the host of the Bottom Line Bombs podcast, and this dude is hanging out with Wayne Newton there. He's still alive, right? In Las Vegas, Nevada. Give it up for Scumbagger Vance, a.k.a. the Bet Detective, CJ Sullivan. How are you, buddy?
Great, buddy. Yeah, damn right Wayne Newton's still alive. He actually jumped on my blackjack table last night mid-shoe. Very rude, very rude. But because he's Wayne Newton, I gave him a pass, and we both went on a heater.
There you go, buddy. I'm assuming you've been killing it UFL DFS, and the Golden Steer reservation, did that come to fruition?
Golden Steer. I mean, well, listen, I'm staying at the gorgeous Circa Casino here in downtown Las Vegas, and enjoying their all-inclusive package that Derek Stevens threw out at this. There's no need to leave the complex. So
That's true. At that point, you're downtown. I mean, to go Golden Steer's great, but
right.
You got Barry's downstairs. You got Stadium
Barry's.
Swim. Weren't you just at Stadium Swim? You were sweating.
Just at Stadium Swim. A little pina colada, man in the box, feet
Woo!
was up.
Woo!
Sweating
Woo!
some baseball games that I got crushed on, but that's not the point. Maybe Golden Steer, Sean and Ryan, the big honchos coming tomorrow. Maybe I'll have them take me to Golden Steer. Put that on the SGPN account.
You put Barry's, put Oscars right there. Oscars,
straight up, Oscars is the most low radar, underrated, greatest steakhouse in Vegas. Right across at the Plaza, right across the street. It's got a little mob connection. It's got a beautiful view, and it's reasonably priced, and it's a great steakhouse. At the Oscars at the Plaza.
Now this next guy here, he knows about food. All right, he's the host of the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. Yeah. He'll put some goddamn steak on a pizza. All right, give it up for Justin Mark, a.k.a. No Turn J Mark. How are you, brother?
thought you were going for a fat guy joke there for a minute, man. I was like, what do you mean I know about food? But yeah, I just picked up some steaks yesterday to grill for the weekend. I'm doing good. I have a question for CJ, though. Said he was sipping some pina colada. Do you do a floater of Myers Dark Rum on the top of your pina colada?
Floater of Myers Dark Rum. They load it up pretty well, but I will say this: our own Stephanie Smalls of SGPN recently made a promotional post about Circa, saying she loves the espresso martinis, and you commented in there, switch out the gin or vodka for bourbon. Is that what you said?
Yes,
you will
sir.
Thank me later.
So good.
Now, how is that still a martini? Is it out of Manhattan?
Well, they still kind of make it like the martini. It's basically just changing the alcohol, but it completely changes the flavor for the better, in my opinion.
Okay. I like you just adding whiskey to everything as your advice. Oh,
J-Mark.
What do you got? Cereal? Add some whiskey to that.
No turn J has yet to go to Vegas, Bet Detective. You know, I think his mind's gonna be blown going from
take the missus out to Vegas with you. What are you doing?
Going from Waterloo to Vegas.
Yeah. Fucking take the RV west, buddy.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We just haven't made it there yet, but
right,
soon.
Come out for
there we
sign-up
go.
Weekend. Come out for sign up weekend. We'll all be out there.
Have you told the folks at Stadium Swim this screen is a UFL screen to the left?
Yeah,
you get them ready.
I try to get some pregame UFL on the screen tonight, but they had some soccer bullshit, Spain versus France, whatever.
Hey, with the UFL kickoff, you feel like those same fans would be right on board with it. Guys, this is it. We're at the Final Four. All right. Yeah. How did these teams make it here? Well, the crossroads meet bullshit. Look, I'm excited though. I'm excited to watch these games. Let's talk about each one of these. I got slides, but before I do that, I want to let you know that the UFL Gambling Podcast is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Get all your free picks and podcasts for the Stanley Cup, College Baseball World Series, NBA Finals, and CFL action on the SGPN app. Get it wherever you get your apps. YouTube.com. I'm sorry, not YouTube.com. SportsGamblingPodcast.com can lead you there, or just in the App Store to type in SGPN, and you're good. And remember, as always, to let it ride. YouTube.com. What the hell am I talking about over here? All right, we're back on the UFL Gambling Podcast.
I think you were distracted by this comment. That's what happened. Double B says, "Pump for the UFL playoffs. Fuck the CFL." Come on.
What happened? Well, yeah, he you
yeah,
know what it is?
Both.
Yeah,
he
right.
dated a gal. He dated a gal from fucking Saskatchewan, right?
As an outsider, there's no need for slander the CFL there.
She gave him the cold shoulder. Yeah, she gave him the cold shoulder, and he's upset about it still. I understand. Right? I'm gonna mark that as a pass. All right, but this is where I remind you that the Toronto Argonauts have been playing since 1873, buddy. All right, goddamn. I didn't even know Canada existed in 1873. But yes, we're here. 3 wise men. Oh, David Matola. That's people. Do you guys know about the 3 wise men?
As a shot, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, say Jack, Jim, and Jose. Which one of us is Jose?
That used to be called 3 Spicks and a Hick, but or no, 3 Hicks and a Spick. I thought it was called, but 2025. When did that go by the wayside? That was a thing you could really say in the fucking bar in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I don't. If it hasn't yet, I'm pretty sure you put the nail in that coffin. Just.
Well, I'm just saying. That was a thing. That was a thing. I bartended for a long time. Come in. I knew what the hell that meant. You speaking code to me? I know what that means.
Hey, I can say that. I used to bartend.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. God damn it. That was an order. All right.
Sounds like the exact same thing as I can say that. I got friends that are.
Yeah.
No, but it really was that dude. I shit you not. That was somewhat like people would come in and say that. Yeah. It just I haven't heard it in a while.
Yeah.
Just that's all I'm saying. I haven't been bartending in a while though. Let's jump into this. Game 1. We got news also that Skip did play the starters last week. Might not have worked out. Depends how you look at it. for the bettors on the Birmingham Stallions, it worked out well. But I did notice that their starting safety is out for the season. I don't know if that happened in that game, but he's out. He's out for the season. Perhaps that happened in that game because they went out and signed. Who was it they signed? They signed someone. I made a note of it too. Hell, I don't know where the hell I put that note. They signed somebody. It was on the roster halfway through the season. The line is Birmingham -1.5. Penetrope Stadium. The over under at 46.5. Yeah. Bryce Perkins. J Mark, how's your Bryce Perkins reports? You been in touch with his family?
Yeah, they're dodging my calls, unfortunately. So no reports, no updates. The expectation with this line, I would say, is he's going to start, but who knows?
Yeah. The chat said, CJ, you need to get on the CFL pod and stop with his bullshit. That's yeah, he's in Vegas hanging out with Wayne.
I get vague open invites. I never get a time. I never get a link. I never get. I mean,
we wanted him to be on the show for sure, but I don't know. He's maple syrup shit.
Set it up. It just doesn't happen through osmosis.
Guys, the over-under's at 46.5 for this game. We'll see what we can do with getting the bet detective in Calgary again. But this is an interesting one. If Bryce Perkins plays, how much does he play? Does he play the whole game? How good is he? And that is why I'm on Birmingham. I'm laying the 1.5. Lock it up. And I will take the over because Michigan's pass defense hasn't been very good this year. And Jamar Smith is starting to feel his stride there in that offense. So I will take the over 46.5. I still think Michigan has the best offensive line, so they could probably get a few scores there, even if Perkins isn't in full rhythm. But that is what I am doing at Penetrope Stadium there. Bet Detective, what are you doing in this one?
Obviously, I mean, great game. Both games are going to be great games, I believe. And very excited that we are in the playoffs and games matter. Layoff is definitely a concern, but I have no doubt that Perkins will play. He's the best player in the league. Birmingham does own Michigan. They've swept them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I actually have the last 5 outings. It actually goes further back than that, but so Birmingham won by 4 just recently. In the past 3 weeks or whatever, 2 weeks. And then Birmingham won by 9 back in week 2 or 3, I think it was.
Week 2. That was the Matt Corral game.
Yeah, and then last season in the lead up to the Freedom Cup, Birmingham won by 13. And then they won by just 1 back on June 1st a season ago, and then earlier in the year, they had won by 7 at that filthy Ford Field. Altogether, Birmingham 118, Michigan Panthers 84 for those ones that like to add up the scores. But a lot has changed. I think one of those was.
So why is this line 1.5? Especially with Birmingham now gelling, finally putting up a 46 spot, and everyone's saying, "No, Skip gets them right when they need to."
Well, I mean, it was a 4-point game.
I tell you why, it's a trap. Trap. This is the week. Michigan wins this game. They finally exercise some demons. I like Michigan here. I mean, the league wants Birmingham, St. Louis, no doubt. It's almost like the script is, they're not even hiding the script that it's out there, Birmingham, St. Louis. So I think there'll be nothing more UFL for them to get in their own way and mess up their own plans. I like Michigan. I like Michigan here. They've been my number 1 team for a while. I'm taking the under just out of no real handicapping, just other than what my gambling instinct says. You're playing for the 3rd time. This is going to be a war of attrition. 2 teams going at it. That's one of the biggest numbers I've seen all year. 46.5 for a playoff game, and for 2.
Both are too.
Yeah, bizarre. But so just out of instinct, I want to play under 46.5. But give me Michigan to win this game. Finally, to beat
J Mark. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I mean, I was all prepared all season when Birmingham looked like they were struggling. I was prepared to give out the whole.
Come on.
Hang on. I was prepared to give out the whole, hey, they've never beat them. They're going to beat them in the playoffs to get to the final. And then you mentioned a game a couple weeks ago where Birmingham only won by 4, where Danny Etling looked really good against Birmingham. And that was terrible for Michigan fans because Mike Nolan's going to go, we got 2 guys that can beat this team. He's going to play them both, I believe.
No,
and
he's
we've
not gonna
seen
play
that
them
fucks up the rhythm. It
He's
fucks the rhythm up. You mentioned Michigan Panthers, their defense, you said not great against the pass. They're worst in the league in yards allowed per game in the pass. Best against the run, though. However, they are facing Skip Holtz, who, you've alluded to the fact that he is probably the best coach in this league. He's going to know that. He's going to prepare for that. Jamar is going to be slinging it. You got to like a guy that his name is Jamar. I mean, it's very close to J-Mark. And much to CJ's disliking here.
I don't the rain man cold, but
so sad to listen to.
The other thing is you're absolutely right, CJ. The script writers are writing this. They've won 3 in a row. Can they do 4? Can they make it a 4? They want this to be Stallions against. I won't give out my next pick, but that's what they want, and I believe it's going to happen. Dino Blandino is going to add another second on the clock, give somebody a timeout or something, and Birmingham's going to win and cover.
No, I agree. It almost seems too obvious that it's going to be Birmingham, St. Louis. It's something it looks like they've been pushing for a month now. That the script is. It does seem so obvious. So maybe it's getting personal with me. That's what I'm going to try to figure out.
Well, let me ask you guys this. There's a couple things over on DK for player specials, and they're. I wish they would have a little bit more personally, but Jay Sternberger to record 100+ receiving yards and score 1+ touchdown. At plus 1,300, Ricky Person to record 100+ rushing yards and score 2+ touchdowns at plus 1,600. Sayasi Mariner, whatever the fuck his name is, to record 100+ receiving yards and to score 1+ touchdowns plus 1,200. You like any of those?
Of those 3 options, I like Mariner actually the best, only because Michigan is definitely more explosive. And he has explosive games, and he has it in him. When you got Perkins playing, anything could happen. Sternberger's will be my second choice there. Person Jr., I like Person Jr., not to spoil my DFS lineup, but he looked great last week, but he's not exactly the starter there. To get 100 yards rushing in this league is pretty difficult. So Mariners actually, they're all worth a stab. But I would say Mariner has the best chance of hitting of those 3.
It's so ridiculous they don't have actual player props.
They will. If they do it the way they've done it all year, they will. It just they don't open them up until the day before the game.
You like any of those, J-Mark?
No, I don't like any of them, to be honest. I agree with CJ that if you're going to take a stab on one, Mariner is the most intriguing. But otherwise, I think those are all a pipe dream, and they pay out like a pipe dream, so I get it, but I'm not a fan of putting any money on it.
There you go. Sternberger is kind of appealing to me just because I feel like that offense has opened up a little bit, and those 2 actually go back to the original Birmingham Stallions team, so they've been with each other a while. Say, hey, you still got the magic, Sternberger? Game 2.
He hasn't gotten it going this year, so that's why
I know. I've played him in DFS almost every week. Folks, want to tell you that the UFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the first ever bank account that is built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. There's no usage fees. There's no minimums. They're not even going to do a credit check with your bum ass, right? Earn cash back rewards, 100% approval for all your betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. And if you sign up this week, you'll get a free Refs or Terrorist t-shirt. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/refs to claim your free shirt. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is going along for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game 1, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up today with our promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Bet the Belmont Stakes at Saratoga with Naira Bets. Yes, sign up today using the promo code SGPN25 and get a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit match bonus. So whether you're a seasoned bettor or just getting started, NYRA Bets makes it super easy for you to jump into the action. But this right here that I'm talking about is an exclusive offer just for the Belmont Stakes. So don't wait. Join now and claim your free $25 Belmont bet today at nyrabets.com/SGPN25. All right, we are back on the UFL Gambling Podcast where crossroads meet bullshit. And we jump to, speaking of bullshit, the Battle Birds are playing a home game. The DC Defenders, they won at that filthy Battle Dome earlier this year. Can they do it again? They're heading in there. Battle Birds are laying 2.5. The over-under at 46.5. I'm all over the under from the start. Yeah. If to me the blueprint for the Battle Birds to win is just heavy ground game with Duggan. Don't turn the ball over, which to me I would limit the passes, which means the under would play. But even on the other side of things, I don't know. Like St. Louis has a good defense. I'd say it's the best thing that team's got. I think they could limit DC's passing some. So some being key. What does this league do? Guys, if I had to sum up this league, if a stranger asked me on the street, so what is this UFL thing? What do they do? I'd say, well, it's a spring football league, but what they actually do well is they fuck shit up, right? We saw it last year. They tried to get these filthy Battle Birds into the championship game. They're like, we're going to do it in St. Louis. You've seen it with their scheduling conflicts. Oh shit, Ford Field, they have a Wayne State graduation, right? Oh, the San Antonio City, is their Alamo Dome graduation, right? This league fumbles everything. UFL Jeff, do I need to go into that?
No.
This is perfect. They're hyping up that Stallions Battle Birds game. The only problem is the bellboy has been disrespected. All right. DC's coming in there. They're going to beat this bullshit team. All right. They're getting it done. DC money line. And no one's going to be at the championship game next week. And it's going to be fucking hilarious. Love the under too. Bet Detective, what are you doing here?
100% agree on the under. Same handicap to start off with as the previous game, 46.5. Very high number. Third time these teams are playing. Last week's didn't really count though, but it's a playoff game. St. Louis, but even in general, St. Louis is an under type team. They play good D. They run the ball. Dugan does not air it out. Now DC's an over type team, so it's kind of two opposites heading against each other. But either way, this is going to be a battle. So under is definitely a stronger play here. I've been on DC all year. They've been one of my top-ranked teams all year. They've been on a mission. The doorman is disrespected. Both games, I'm in fear of, obviously, this is what the league wants, St. Louis versus Birmingham. It would be hilarious if they gifted St. Louis a championship game 2 years in a row and they get upset at home back-to-back years. And
it's gonna happen, dude. It's gonna happen.
The championship game, right? And have just a disinterested audience in St. Louis saying, "Who the hell are the Defenders? Who are these Brahmas? Who are like every year? What's going on here?" So it's heart and head type situation. I'm going to take DC just because I've been riding them all year. I do think their offense is very explosive, and I just think they're on a mission, on a chip on their shoulder. St. Louis obviously is the best home field advantage in the league. Very difficult to be there. So, but this line's even coming down. Both these lines really confuse me. I thought I was going to be able to get more than 3.5 on both these dogs, and the fact that it's like 1.5, and now I haven't even seen 2s out there confuses me. Maybe I'm on the right side. I don't know, but I'm taking DC and I'm taking the under.
There we go. We're seeing eye to eye on this one. J Mark, what are you doing here with your filthy Battle Birds?
You guys are crazy. The league's not going to fuck it up for another time. The Rock, the reason we haven't seen The Rock is because not a brilliant guy. He's been back there trying to write the script. He's doing his best. and he knows that's Stallions versus Battlehawks. You mentioned the Defenders beating the Battlehawks in week 3. That was the game where it was right after Greg Williams had left, and we thought, oh, this defense is going to be all right. Well, that was his last game plan that he had, and they have not been all right. They proceeded to lose to the Brahmas the next game. That defense is terrible. And I think the Battlehawks will be able to move the ball, mainly on the ground, sure, but they're going to be able to move the ball. I also think DC, the Battlehawks are going to have short yards to deal with short yardage because of their defense. DC can sling it. I think they're going to try to make a comeback because Battlehawks are going to be up. So I'm actually the opposite. I like the under in the first game, but the over in this game. And I'm taking St. Louis to win this -2.5. And we got a Stallions Battlehawks showdown of, can they win in the Battle Dome? Can they get the 4-peat? Everybody's going to tune in to check it out. All 10,000 people will be there. I mean,
they'll cook the books. Don't worry. Look,
I mean, J Mark is right. That is the championship game the UFL needs, really.
They do.
St. Louis for Birmingham if they want anything, and it would be a great game. And I bet the Lions even how to pick them at that situation. So that being said, my handicap is the UFL will get in its own way and they don't even know
always.
Have
they ever not?
Yeah, they don't even know how to fix it right. So that's what I'm depending on. Like last year. Last year, there's no way you should have let San Antonio beat St. Louis. I don't care what the situation was.
Yeah, I do like how you made that same case for the Michigan game of the league's going to fuck it up. And Colby didn't really say much. He's like, nah, Birmingham's winning. But in this one, like they're going to fuck it up. I also enjoyed him saying, do I need to get the UFL Jeff? And you go, no. It's like, please don't.
Well, the Birmingham angle is thin because it's not like they draw a big TV number. Their fans don't show up. So it's pretty thin, in my opinion. But, it's a
storyline.
Yeah, and they'll fuck up storylines. All right. UFL Jeff was the guy that set up the storylines. All right.
He hasn't been there a while, but
how about this though? Hakeem Butler to record 100 receiving yards and score 1 touchdown, plus 950. Max Duggan to throw for 300 pass yards and 3 touchdowns, plus 2,000. That's ridiculous.
I don't like either.
But this one's not. Jordan Teamo, 300 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, plus 1,700. And this one's not. Chris Rowland, 125 receiving yards and 1 touchdown, plus 1,500. Bet Detective, sign me up for Teamo and Rowland.
Wow. So I should roll my DFS lineup into those props instead because that's what I'm depending on. The Dugan Butler one I do not like. Dugan, I like Dugan, but he's obviously half rushing, half passing quarterback. He's not airing it out. Butler has had a weird season all year. He was out for a while, and then when he came back, he has like 1 or 2 catches for like 30, 40 yards. They go for touchdowns. He produces, but he's not getting over 100 yards. It's odd that they don't give him volume, but that's just the way it's been working out. Now, Tamu and Rowland, obviously, you're getting those odds for a reason, but they do have the potential of putting up numbers like that just out of sheer volume.
Yeah, 100% agree that those Battlehawk lines they're not a passing team right now. That's not going to happen. I'll tell you what, I like the Tamu one, I think, because I think they're going to have to sling the ball like that to win. I'll tell you what draws me back a little bit on Chris Rowland, and that is the fact that Ty Scott was activated from injured reserve. Now, we don't know if he's going to play, but he might. The possibility of him playing is there, and if he's in, I don't know if I like the Rowland one as much, but that's something really to keep an eye on because he was on fire those first 2 weeks and then mysteriously broke his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was another fake injury, but
happens in the WWE all the time. I'm telling you, The Rock is right in this.
Mysterious arm break.
He is. All right, look, let's get to DFS action. I mean, which one do you guys feel better about? Like, what 2 bets total wise and ATS do you guys feel best about? To me, it is Birmingham because they're at home and it's not in the Battle Dome. But the best total to me is the under in this game, the DC St. Louis game. Bet Detective, which one do you feel best about for both?
Out of the 4, I like the under in Birmingham first. Maybe the under here second, and then both dogs third and fourth. I mean, yeah, the league wanting the script of Birmingham, St. Louis terrifies me of picking what I want to win. I mean, I even feel like I'm picking what I want to win instead of what I think is going to win, which is a gambling, no.
J Mark, how about you?
If I could produce the receipts of how much money I've lost on the damn Chicago Bears. The lock for me for the spread is Birmingham. I think that they are the better team. They've really shown the past couple of weeks that they're solid, the most solid team here. And I think they're probably going to win the championship. But I also like the under in that. That's my lock for a total. I think that's going to be a slower game. Good defenses showing out, and you're going to have some scoring, but it's not going to be 46.5 scoring.
Yeah.
I agree. That's
okay.
We have two similar number ones.
There we go, folks. Let's get to the DFS portion of the show. But before we do that, I want to let you know that the UFL Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circa, where Bet Detective's at right now, and Circa's ultimate fantasy football giveaway. Yeah,
that's
Circa
me
Resort.
In the pool. You can if you zoom in, that's me in the pool right there, man. The box with a bucket hat on.
There you go. Wondering why the Phillies fucking lost.
Oh my God.
Splashing people next to you because you're fucking bothered by the Phils.
My bet was cooked in the second inning.
Look, Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas is giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs their entire stay. You'll get a limo picking you up from the airport, a $5,000 tab there at Stadium Swim, hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. So, I mean, it's fantastic. You could also, look, in case you don't win this, you still go into Circa all the time, which you should be doing. It's the biggest sports book in the world. You can get 50% off. 15% off with the promo code SGP15 at any time. Enter that thing in there. But enter the ultimate fantasy football contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's CIRCA. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, you've heard us talk about Rhythm before, and they just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and has a high ROI. Think a strikeout prop with a 59%, winning 59% of the time when the line and win probability hit a certain range. Power trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm and Rhythm only. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets, baby. So get on over there. Get your free 7-day trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Yes, MyBookie is your place to bet on every single sport, including the Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals. For the true D-gens out there, the MyBookie money bag is a fun time as well. And MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations, even outside of the States. So what are you doing? Head on over to mybookie.ag. But when you do, use our promo code TCE-SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply, of course. Once again, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCE-SGPN. All right, we are back, and it is DFS time, folks. I think this is my winner. This is my first. I haven't had a first place yet this year, guys. I don't know if you guys know this. Haven't taken home thousands yet. So I think it's time to try. At the quarterback spot, I wanted to go Jordan Teamo because I thought, man, they're gonna light up that Battle Bear defense. But Jamar Smith's underpriced still. $9,300. Michigan's pass defense been a little weak too down the stretch here. So I went with Jamar Smith, my boy. Sprinkled donut special. Bet detective, what are you doing here at the quarterback spot?
I agree. He is very underpriced. I was actually shocked at his price of the 4 quarterbacks there. I can't believe Dugan's more overpriced. To be honest with you, I don't really think you go wrong with any one of those quarterbacks. But
Duggan's probably the one that you would hesitate most,
he's
right?
He's going to eat over that DC defense. He's going to get some numbers. The best part about playing Duggan or Dugan, whatever he wants to go by, is his floor is very high because of his rushing ability. Like he's going to rush for 50 yards and he'll probably get in the end zone. That being said, I'm going with Tomo. I mean, he's my guy. He's the MVP of this damn league. This is the game they want to play. The doorman's been disrespected. They have to leave. They have to go to St. Louis when they know damn well this should be an Audi Field with the beer snake, but they got an untelevised soccer game. This is insane.
That's a fake game. That's a fake game.
It's a fake game. Give me Tamu, 10,000. I don't care. I'll pay it. This is their season. This is Tamu's season. He's the MVP. He leads the league in all yards, touchdown categories, yards per pass, all that, and he will tell you what you don't get with Tamu. You don't get cheated with him. He's putting the ball in the air, and you're going to get a lot of attempts.
And he's going to get every snap, I would assume.
Well, of course. They all should get every snap. Well, you never know with Perkins, but Tamu will put it in the air a lot. So give me Tamu.
J-Mark, what do you do at the quarterback spot?
CJ, I'm used to giving this kind of shit to Colby. They should be in DC, but there's a soccer game. They also won 2 less games. And I know Colby's going to say that's got the extra.
Last week's game as an actual deciding factor. You sound like Skip Holtz. We earned this. Yeah, you beat Danny Etling. Get out of here. You earned this.
Yeah, I told you that my most confident play was Birmingham to beat Michigan, so I went with Jamar Smith. They've been the worst team in the league in yards allowed per game in the past. I think it was 4 weeks. That Frank Ginda injury really hurt. I mean, the heart of the defense gone, and that did really hurt them. Yeah, they're still stopping the run, but they're not stopping the pass, and they're not stopping Jamar Smith.
There we go. Running back. I think we all rostered the same running back. If you don't have Sailors on this lineup with the way DC's defense has given up yardage, am I crazy, guys?
Not at all.
You guys have him though, right? I was assuming.
Not at all.
I do have him against the 7th ranked rushing defense. Yeah, I do have Sailors.
Yeah. I actually went with his backup Howard, and I know he's been playing because Sailors has been on ice because the games have not mattered. But I've seen too many times in this league when that happens, they kind of go with the hot hand. There's no way Howard's not going to get touches in this game, and he looks good. He passes the eyeball test. So Sailors, maybe he's a little rusty. Who knows? He's put up duds before too. I've rostered him before when he's gotten 14 yards and absolutely nothing. Howard's got some pop. So I'd rather pay $6,000 for Howard than pay top dollar for Sailors.
Yeah, find a place you can parlay Howard, Sailors, and Duggan all over 50 yards each and a rushing touchdown.
That's nice.
That is not bad. J-Mark, so you went with Sailors, right?
I did go with Sailors. The 7th ranked offensive points per game against running back position is DC. So yeah, I had to go with Sailors, but I like CJ's point. I think that Howard will get involved as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I only rostered one running back here. Did you guys roster a second?
I have 2.
Give it away.
Yeah.
Do you have 2 as well, CJ? You can take the lead if you'd like.
I was going to same as handicap as my Howard. I'm playing Ricky Person Jr. for Birmingham, who looked great last week. And Birmingham's rush offense has been awful all season. They have not been able to run the ball. CJ Marable has been very disappointing. Their O-line is obviously to blame, but they're starting to get together towards the end of the year. And Person last week was the guy. He looked like Ricky Person of last year. Again, 6,900. Give me a shot. I think hot hand. How can you not? He just like Howard will get some touches. So I think those are 2 good backs at decent prices.
Yeah, my second running back, the Michigan Panthers. I know that all the running backs get involved, but I also believe that they sat Toa last week because they wanted to run the shit out of him this week. Yeah. There was a reason they said this is the guy we're sitting, and that's because they're going to feature him. He's a little pricey.
It still says out in the app, but
I know. I love it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have a lot of people that pass over him because of that, right? They're not going to read the details. They're just going to go, oh, that guy's out. Yeah. So that can give you an advantage in these competitions. So yeah, Toa.
He's a true bell cow.
Yeah, for sure. 8,500. A little pricey, but had to do it.
No, he's worth
it. Yeah, I like it. Top receiver for me. I did pay up, and I don't give a shit about your little breaking news there, J-Mark. Chris rolling down the rivers is gonna have a big day. I already sprinkled that prop on DK.
All right.
8,800. No problem.
Yes.
Bet Detective, you rolling with down the river?
Of course, I tailed you with rolling. If I'm playing Tamo, I'm playing rolling. Let's go. Let's get the ultimate hookup in the league. You're right. I don't give a shit about J Mark's breaking news off the wire, off the IR for this playoff game. Mysterious broken arms. Get the hell out of here. Roland's our guy. Let's go. Although I will say this, the risk involved is when it comes to DC receivers, they have so many of them, and they spread it out so much. When Roland has big games, he has big games, but he can disappear sometimes just because he has so many options.
Yeah, that is fair. So J Mark, top wideout, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to roster one of those DC guys, but like you said, they do spread it around. And so I ended up backing off of it. I had a couple in there. I was trying to make the money work. I ended up backing off of the wide receivers. I went with a stack with I take that back. I do have a DC wide receiver. I just can't fucking read my lineup, I guess. But my highest priced one is Deion Kane. I stacked him with Jamar Smith. He's the top wide receiver there as far as points per game.
I got him too.
Okay. Yeah, he had a slow week last week with only 4.3. I'm not worried about that. That's coming off a 21.5, 29.5 performance. I think he's going to eat.
Yeah, Deion Kane's the man. He's been my darling last year, and ever since he returned that kickoff for a touchdown in the championship game 2 years ago.
The real kickoff too. Yeah. I stacked him while we're here. I know I'm going kind of out of sequence, I guess, but with Davion Davis, who I think the last time he played Michigan, I think he got a decent amount of targets, even though his stat line wasn't amazing, but I thought he got a decent amount of targets. At 5,500, I think Birmingham's offense is kind of in tune. It's the most in tune it's been all year. So 5,500 for Davis. Load me up. Bet Detective. You got next up on wine out there?
I do. I just added up my price and I realized I'm way under, so I just got Williams out of there, who is a nice discount of 5,900. But and you know what? You know what? I was gonna go Hakeem Butler because it is a big game and he is a big game player, and that when these UFL big games, playoff games, they tend to lean on players like that, like former NFL players, people who can step up in these big games. That being said, fuck Dugan, fuck these Battlehawks. Let me go with Marine, who I just said has the potential to put up a huge number at 7,900.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I mean, I'm saying Michigan. I might as well back it up. Give me, what's his name? Senior Reese, or he's got some cool first names.
COC
Marine. I love him. 7,900. So he does have the potential to put up 150 yards or 12, but I'm gonna go with him.
J Mark, next up on the wideout front.
Yeah, I did not roster the pasta sauce Mariner. I kind of buried the lead here. I went with the DC guy after thinking I didn't. We haven't seen this guy since week 8. We haven't seen him perform, and really since week 7. But that's Braylon Sanders. He had 4 straight weeks there where he put up 14.6, 12.1, 17.1, 11.7. I think he gets back on track. And I don't mind sprinkling a little on him on first touchdown for the DC defenders.
Yeah.
So, yeah, give me Braylon Sanders.
Great pick.
Interesting. I stacked, so I have, besides rolling down the rivers, every other one of my wideouts or Stallions. And that's why I went with Sternberger. You know, if I'm doing DFS, Sternberger's on my fucking team. Let's go. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this all year. This is the first place finish. Sternberger, 4,800. Give me those 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
Bet Detective, who do you got left?
My bargain bin, who is fits the mold like I was just talking about, former NFL player, former NFL star, really, that does show up. Sometimes they, lollygag during the season. They show up in these big games. Give me Amari Rogers over there for Birmingham, who is he's getting some burn. He'll get out there. He'll poke a game, then he'll do nothing. I think playoff game, the way they're throwing the ball. He's at 4,200. I think it's a pretty damn discount for Amari Rogers in a huge playoff game at home.
I like that play. Right there. I thought about that.
Former Green Bay Packer.
Yeah, I thought about that. J Mark, what do you got left?
So I had 4,100 sitting for my last position here, and there's not a lot of guys you can get for that. The top was Frank Darby, but he just burned me with 0 points, so I couldn't go with him. So I went with the guy that Tamu kind of does look for him in the red zone, and that's tight end Bradley Moore McKinney. That's a guy that has gotten involved off and on throughout the season, but he gets some points every week. He gets some points. He's not putting up any duds, and some of them have been 13, 10.9, 12.1. So if I'm going to roll the dice on somebody, I want it to be somebody that at least has a floor and could have a nice ceiling. So yeah, give me Bradley Moore McKinney.
McKinley Moore, show some respect.
McKinley Moore, that's it. They just have him as Briley Moore now in DC.
Yeah, I know. He gets in the end zone too. He's very.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it touchdown dependent, but that's why it's a great pick. He does score touchdowns.
Yeah.
Defense, man, bargain shopping here. The defenders are 3,800. Sorry, gotta.
That's an omen that you should not go
Was
that
that
route.
Yeah, was that a notification that it just
Yeah.
went up after you gave out the number?
Gotta feed my mother. My mother's out of town. I gotta go feed her dogs.
Yeah. How
thought
many
you said
dogs
gotta
is going
feed my
on
mother.
out there? I gotta feed my
No,
mother. Here she
she's
is
got
ring-
3 dogs. She's got 3
ringing
dogs.
she's ringing the bell again. I gotta go feed her.
Gotta feed my
She's
mother.
got 3 dogs. You got 7 dogs.
I don't get. Trying to get our 2 boys ready to carry them to golf tournament before practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, what are you doing in here, little kitty cat? By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, what's going on? I said, there's a cat in the house. Cat in the house? I said, yeah, there's a cat in the house. So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow, the cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on.
Gold.
How many
Absolute
sound
gold.
drops does your board
Shoes.
hold? Because
Just say women. That's what he means. Shoes on.
He can't say that. He'll look like that Wake Forest baseball coach. You know.
Boy, I know. I mean, like welcome to college baseball internet. Of course he said that.
Defense. I'm going with these defenders though. I know that the world's trying to stop me from taking these defenders, but I want first place. It's coming.
Yeah.
You go in there, Bet Detective?
Yeah, I'm not in love with any of these defenses, so I went with the cheapest DC 3,800 defense. They're capable of scoring. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm looking for when I'm playing a defense, especially with both these games at 46.5. St. Louis probably might be the better, but they're going against a high offense. I went with DC. It's the cheapest, and they can bring it to the house. They're on a mission. They got a chip on the shoulder. Fuck the door. The doorman's going to say, shut the fuck up, Tony Meatball.
J Mark, what'd you do defensively?
yeah, I mean, I almost went with DC.
I'm guessing Birmingham.
Well, I almost went with DC because I thought if there's any offense that could sputter out, it's probably St. Louis, right? If you had to pick one of these offenses and say which one is the weakest, especially at quarterback, that's St. Louis. But then I took the over. So it really didn't make sense to correlate that with taking the DC defense. So I had to look at one of the unders. And if there is one defense that I think could take over the game, they're coached by the best coach, that's Birmingham Stallions. I think I would have picked Michigan, but I feel like they've taken a step back. So yeah, give me the Birmingham Stallions defense and what I think will be a slow, low scoring game.
Coached by the best coach. What are you, Kobe's little? I mean, he was.
I don't even have to
ages
talk.
now?
Why did I even show up?
Well, it's him or Tony Meatball, but I know if I say Tony Meatball's the best, that Kobe's going to go on a
Doesn't make
20-minute
it,
rant.
dude. You cannot tell me he's a good fucking coach. Get out of here.
This is ridiculous. The turn that J Mark has done this week with Birmingham.
Maybe it's because
Yeah,
I have
it's-
so much money on Birmingham futures. I've just been loading up all year on them.
I will say this though, Perkins obviously being rusty has the biggest chance to turn the ball over and be a little sloppy, at least early on. So
Yeah.
I like Birmingham as a defense.
All right, folks. That's our show. If you're in Vegas, hit up the Bet Detective. Go hang out with him.
Yeah,
down
I'll be
there
at
at
Circa
this-
playing
yeah.
blackjack with Wayne Newton.
He'll be in his Edmonton Eskimos hat. So go check it out. J
Ottawa
Mark's
money
on.
line tonight.
I like it. CFL Gambling Podcast. J Mark's on Twitter at JMark Football. Check out the Old Fashioned Football Podcast. The Bet Detective's on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ Check out the Bottom Line Bombs Podcast. I'm on Twitter at DColbyD. Check out the College Football Experience and the CFL Gambling Podcast. Also, check out the Sports Gambling Podcast. They're live. Going to be on VEASAN tomorrow night. Bet Detective in studio. Gotta love that.
I will be in studio.
There we go. All right. Till next time. This is the UFL Gambling Podcast, where crossroads meet bullshit. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.